All right, from the Horseshoe Council Bluffs. First, shout outs. One, I didn't get your name. I was just playing inside, came up to me, said you live in Des Moines, and you've been playing here. You saw the videos when I was here in September 24, and I was here for like a month making a lot of Council Bluffs videos, and you've been playing here since. Nice to meet you. Also, Hannah and Alexis, who I see inside the building a lot. I have for years. I hear they've been watching the videos and enjoying them. Now, to the bulk of the video. So someone asked me a while ago how to get inexpensive long-term reservations on Airbnb, and like most videos that require some graphics, I put it off because it's always more time consuming in my mind than when I actually do it. So put this video together, and there's not a ton to it. The big thing is you need to make the reservation before other people. It might sound like very obvious. You need to get in early. So let me show you first. Right now it's February. Let me show you if you were gonna make a month-long reservation for the summer. Several months away, let me show you what that would look like now. Okay, first example is going to be kind of easy to understand, I think. June this year, this is what it looks like. The 1st is a Sunday, the 30th is a Monday, and this is what you would see if very far in advance, in mid-February, you're looking for a reservation for the entire month of June. It's several months in advance. Probably no one has booked anything yet. So when you go on Airbnb and you search, check in June 1, check out July 1. There are so many options where nothing is booked yet. You get a lot of results in your search. So it's so far in advance that you'll see so many results searching now in February for a month-long reservation in the summer. You go to Airbnb, you type in the city, you type in the check-in date, you click on the check-out date, one guest, you hit search, and you're going to see a lot of results, because there are a lot of Airbnbs that exist and no one has booked them yet because it's so far away. It does not take much at all for one of the Airbnb houses to not show in your results. When you get closer and closer to the date, all it takes is one person booking one day and you will not see a lot of the results, because you're searching for like a 30-day period. One person books one day in the middle of that, and now that house, that room is not available for the full 30 consecutive days. Let me show you. Okay, same June 2025. The 1st of June is a Sunday, the 30th is a Monday, same calendar that I just showed you. But let's look at one person booking one day. Let's say it's early May. You're still looking to book the entire month of June, but you're cutting it close. And now maybe people going on road trips or who just need one night book, and they make their Airbnb reservations. Say one person books one night. One person needs Thursday, June 5th booked, makes that Airbnb reservation. Now, when you're looking for the entire month of June, you will not see this Airbnb, because it is not the case that all 30 days of June are available. That's all it took to remove this Airbnb as a search result when you search for June 1st check-in, July 1st checkout. So you need to get in early. It's there's no exact formula to it. I try to think like, when do people who take road trips, how far in advance do they think about the road trip and make the arrangements? Get in before them. Those aren't the only people who use Airbnb, but like that's what I'm worried about most. Like maybe someone, if I wanted to stay in Arizona for a full month, like I'd be worried about someone who lives in Vegas and just for like 2 days is gonna drive to Phoenix and enjoy Phoenix and then get back for work on Monday. It's like that one small reservation will mean a nice Airbnb isn't going to show up in my search results. And it's not just fewer results, you're going to get a small number of results and you're going to get the bad ones, because whether it's 1 day or 30 days, people like the nicer ones, people like the ones in better locations, people like the ones with pools in the backyard, People like the ones in the safe neighborhoods. So when you search early, you see everything. When you search too late, not only do you see fewer results, you see a small number of poor results. You see the expensive ones in the not great areas with the not great parking arrangements, not that close to the casino or the mall or the restaurants or whatever. So you need to get in early. Okay, I think this will be easier to understand visually. So let's break down your Airbnb search results into 3 categories. People are going to have their own factors. They probably all include, price and location, but whatever your factors are, let's say there are some great options available, some average options available, and some poor options available. So when you book early and you book before everyone else, when you search and you get your search results, you see everything. You see all of the great options, all of the average options, all of the poor options. And it's very easy, and you just look at some of the greatest options and you say, okay, I'll book this great option. And that's the end of it. But when you don't get in early, other people book those great options. And when those are exhausted, they book the average options. And then the poor is all that's left. So you wait too long, and people are booking one night or just one weekend. They want to book the great options also. So there you go. Now there's not as many great options available. You wait a little longer, more great options are taken. Some average options are taken. All it takes is one person booking one night, and you don't see that great option in your search results because it is now not available for 30 consecutive days. So you wait too long, and this is what happens. The great ones really wither away. Even the average options start to go away, and you're left with the poor ones. Not only do you see fewer options the longer you wait, now it becomes weighted towards the worst out there because everyone's booking the great options and the average ones first. So you wait too long and you see a small number of really bad options. And yeah, I think the best Airbnb I ever had, it was a full month. It was October 2022. I had my own entrance into the house. I had my own bathroom. It wasn't even expensive. And I think I booked it in May. So in May, I knew I was going to Council Bluffs, which is where I am now, for the summer for 6 weeks. I knew I was returning to Vegas in late July, and I knew I would be in Vegas from late July through early December. So I was looking for some really nice months in there. Also, the end of the year is a lot more. It's a lot more common to see conventions in Vegas, so you might not even see those good weekday rates on the strip. So I was looking for like full month of September or October or November. Happened to find that full month October Airbnb in Vegas, and I booked it in May. So that gives you an idea of how far in advance. It's not always that far in advance. If I'm certain I'm going to be somewhere, I might do it more in advance than that. The thing is, if you're going to do that, look at the refund policy, the cancellation policy. It's not difficult to find, it's not hidden, but they vary. Sometimes it's great. It's like you can book 6 months in advance, and if you want to refund, if you want to cancel the reservation 2 days before check-in, full refund. Sometimes it's like you'll book and you only have the next 2 days to cancel. If you book 6 months in advance, 2 days go by, you can't get your full refund anymore. You'll get a partial refund, and the partial refund is often like very, very small amount. So if you're not totally sure, check the refund and the cancellation policy before you book. But there you go. And because it's kind of fitting, for one, it's fitting because this is kind of a travel video. Also, because I gave the shout out to Des Moines, I was thinking in the map part of the most recent video that had a map in it, I didn't really show you well the border that where Nebraska meets Iowa and Omaha and Council Bluffs. It was on the screen, or for you guys, that side of the screen, and it was kind of cut off, and I mentioned it, and I mentioned the Missouri River, wasn't very clear about it. So right now, much clearer, much better map, much more detailed. If you enjoy the maps, you'll enjoy the next couple minutes. Okay, much clearer this time about the Nebraska-Iowa border. So here's the map, and here in this purple box is what I'm going to zoom in on. Here we go. So you see the Missouri River running down the center here. That is the border between the two states, Nebraska and Iowa. So on the east side of the river, the state of Iowa. And the city is Council Bluffs. Right there, you see the Horseshoe Council Bluffs. That's the casino I go to in the area to play poker. That is the only casino in the area with poker. If you're curious, there is a Harrah's Council Bluffs right around there. It's not really on the map, but that's where it is. The Harrah's has the hotel. The Horseshoe has the poker room. Everything else largely the same. Anyway, on the west side of the river is the state of Nebraska, and the city is Omaha. You see the word Omaha a little above the word Nebraska, and among other things that go on in Omaha, Creighton University is there. If you're into college basketball, Creighton University is in the Big East, so there it is. Campus is not far from the casino. Now, I'm going to move up a little bit, go a little north on this map, and show you something interesting. So this isn't that far north. This is where the airport is. The airport is in the city of Omaha, the state of Nebraska. But you see the river along the right side of the screen. The river didn't always take that course to the right. I think the river used to run along this red line. And when the river ran along this red line, to the west was Nebraska, to the east was Iowa. And you might think, oh, well, even though it's changed, it's the same thing. Everything to the west is the state of Nebraska. Everything to the east is the state of Iowa. No, not exactly. Even though the airport is, Carter Lake right in the middle is not. When the river ran north-south in this part of the state, Carter Lake was east of it, and it was Iowa. Carter Lake, even though now it is west of the river, is still Iowa. This cutout that I tried to outline in red, this is Iowa. It's weird. So if you're at the casino, which is in Council Bluffs, Iowa, and you drive to the airport, you quickly cross the river and you're in Omaha, Nebraska. And then as you get close to the airport, when you're on Abbott Drive, which is kind of cut off at the bottom and kind of cut off on the right side of Carter Lake near the red, when you get close to the airport and briefly you're in Iowa again in Carter Lake. And then when you actually park at the airport, you're in Nebraska again. And remember, rice is a spoon food.